Recent CBS News polling shows immigration and the southern border are big issues for voters ahead of the presidential election. Migrant encounters were down to 54,000 last month, nearly 200,000 less than last December's record high of 250,000. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca has embarked on a 1,690-mile journey from Texas to California along the U.S. Mexico border. He started his journey over the weekend where he traveled to Laredo, Texas. There he spoke with the mayor and discussed how that town collaborates with its Mexican counterpart.
We live and work here. We know that a lot of people come to this side to work. There's family interactions, there's relatives, there's a lot of people that share the same cities. This used to be one city before it was divided with the wars and everything. So that's why they're both Laredos, two Laredos.
On Monday, Omar made his way to Presidio, Texas, his last stop in the state before moving on to Columbus, New Mexico. He'll then make his way west toward California, where he's expected to wrap up his border journey in San Diego. Omar Villafranca joins us now from Presidio, Texas. Omar, what misconceptions are you finding about some of these border towns in Texas?
Well, Lindsay, as you mentioned, 1,600-mile-plus journey. We're about 600 miles in. But in that first 600 miles that we've traveled, the people who we talked to on these border towns, everywhere from Mission to Laredo to Del Rio here in Presidio, one theme and a through line that we said is there's a huge misconception that these border communities are not safe, and they said that is absolutely false. As a matter of fact, we've talked to business owners and people who live here in Presidio, and they kind of whisper to us, they're like, I leave my keys and my wallet in my truck, and I leave my truck unopened. They leave their front doors open. They said this is a very friendly and safe place. A business owner just told me he's dropped his wallet in front of his business, and a friend of his actually walked by, hit him in the back of the head, and then handed him his wallet and said, hey, what are you doing? You dropped your wallet, you know? That's the kind of thing that really gets under their skin. They say this is not the Wild West. These border communities are safe. What you hear in reports or people using the border as a political battering ram, they say are not true, and they have the facts and data to back it up. So that's one of the biggest misconception that everybody is telling me about.
I feel like we hear that cycle after cycle, that there are so many misconceptions, and it's not the Wild West that we hear of. I'm from Arizona. I reported in El Paso, it was the same thing. You're in Presidio now. It's not known for being a busy migrant location, but it doesn't have a border wall. What can you tell us about this area?
Well, it's interesting. You're right. They don't have those migrant surges. There's not a lot of people coming in here from Central and South America because there's not really a bus line that'll take them anywhere here. This is a small town. The other side, the Mexican town on the other side, is actually the bigger, 30,000 over there, 5 over here. Mayor told me they don't want a border wall at all. This area is very tight with the other side. Matter of fact, they say that on Friday nights, there's a big mariachi band playing over there. A lot of people are going to go over to the other side and go have dinner and watch the concert and then come back over. One thing that they do want from the administration, whoever that is they want to beef up CBP presence here. Not for immigration enforcement per se. They're saying they want more business coming over from Mexico. They said there's cattle and produce and some limited goods that are coming over from Mexico. But if they got more CBP inspectors, then more products that already come over from Mexico, more could come. That means more trucks coming through. That means more business coming through, more money for the town. They even want to put a toll on the bridge. This is one of the few bridges where the state of Texas owns it. There's no toll on it. There's a toll on the Mexican side, not on the Texas side. They said if they could toll that bridge and the city could get that money, they could redo part of the sewer system, more infrastructure stuff. They actually want a bigger CBP presence, as I mentioned, to help business here, which is interesting to hear. They want that business coming here.
How do these towns look now compared to last year when we saw just those record numbers?
Well, in Laredo, where we're at, they've never had a big migrant problem, surges that we see, or Presidio as well. But when we were in Del Rio, we passed through Eagle Pass, you weren't seeing those huge numbers right now. The mayor of Laredo told me part of it, he believes, in his opinion, is President Biden's executive order. And he also gave a head nod to Governor Abbott, saying maybe Operation Lone Star is working as a deterrent. Now, mind you, you're not going to hear many people say that, but he did say maybe that is working here in the state of Texas. For people who aren't familiar, Operation Lone Star is a state run program where the Texas governor is sending DPS troopers all along the border. You probably remember the headlines. They're stringing razor wire out. They can't really arrest a migrant coming over. They're not CBP. They don't have that authority, but they can bottleneck them to an area where they can be processed there. So that's one thing that we are seeing here. There's no big surges coming in here, but now we're coming to the part where it gets cooler this time of year, so we may start seeing them later on.
Omar Villafranca, much thanks to you and your crew. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of your reporting this week. It's a very interesting idea, and I know that you'll be delivering all week with this information, so thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.